we all know like footballing analogies, etc. And the whole thing of defense wins championships. We've heard that time and time again.
It's usually in American sports, but
they say goals win games. I think Fergie said goals win games.
Defense wins champions. Stuff like that. Yeah. Based on what Arteta's building, the foundation, which is, you know, a very pragmatic base, do you think he has enough tools at his disposal in terms of the players he has to have something that offsets that? Because every week we clearly say Arsenal are not going to concede. If they concede, it's going to be 1. It's hard to beat Arsenal. But going forward, like you said, that season is gone. And what we've seen since then is, at times, they might score 5. And we know they're pecking up everyone away. Then there's other times where it's like they're trying to find a solution.
I think that's what I find...
is it a personal thing, or is it something where Arteta has to change what he's doing?
No, it has to come from the manager. It stems from the top down. And for me, I think this is the difference between kind of almost like a him and a Jose. Was Jose, you almost feel like he always had those weapons in terms of attacking wise, where I remember when he made the return that season, he was winning the title. The first half of the season, you lot were winning 4-0 and 5-0 and 3-0. And I think there was like a Swansea game in January or something where he just said, you know what? It's title winning time.
No, it was 1-0. You guys beat them.
Was it us?
You guys beat them 5-1.
Yeah, it was one game in January, midway through the season.
And we said,
he just went, you know what? Now we're doing the you know, defensive football. And I respected that because he'd already accrued enough points where it's... Now we've got that kind of bit of buff space. The fact that Arteta doesn't have any other way to play from this, and for me, I don't feel like he has the attackers as well that are potent enough. Gyökeres was always going to be a gamble coming into this season. Madueke has to go up that level, as you're saying, to find that next bit of quality. Martinelli, you're hoping he comes back to life. Trossard, you've given him an increase in wage without upping the years on the contract. For what reason, I don't know. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, Liverpool, who were the champions last year, have probably better equipped themselves in attack more than you have. So there's no way I can feel like the gap has been closed. And the thing is, they've improved this window. I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so, personally.
A lot of Arsenal fans were saying that they finally have depth in their team, though.
They have depth, but in terms of like top-end quality, I think Liverpool have more. And I think what Liverpool have brought in this summer, they've still added more onto that. Do I feel like their window has made them a better team? Yes. Has it made them closer to Liverpool? Not that much, in my opinion. I don't think so. Zubimendi, who was like the big metronome that they signed, I'm sorry, he looked like a fish out of water out there today. Am I bugging? Am I lying?
It was the same thing at Old Trafford, I'd say as well. But the thing is, with what you said, it has to, the answer is simply, there's no excuse. It has to be done now. It has to be done. They signed, and whether you're talking about high-end attackers or not, they signed Eze. They signed Gyökeres. They signed Noni. Do you know what I mean? So they've tried to address this in the best way that they can. So there's no question of, can you blame the personnel? So what, we have to blame 3 new signings? No, it's going to be down to coaching.
Facts.
Listen, on a way lower end, Man United, we signed 3 attackers. You think and if I see these 3 attackers moving like bums, you think I'm going to be looking at them? No, I'm looking at the manager, bro.
You got your weapons.
Yeah, you need to find a way of making this work. So I would say so. Do you know what I think it is, right? Like, Arsenal are solid, they're great. I do think, you know, like maybe, obviously, Arteta likes to invert with that fullback. You know what I mean? Even Calafiori, he gets up, but he was also inverting today as well. But he gets up, but he's not like a natural fullback. You know what I mean? And then also the other side, Timber, absolutely solid, snake hips. This guy can dance his way through anything. Do you know what I mean? But offensively, he's not the greatest either. And I think that's a little bit of a weapon that Arsenal miss out on. That's down the line beyond the wingers, the overloads. Yeah, the overloads and the getting to the byline and putting the ball into the box. I think that is something that Arsenal miss from their offensive point of view. Do you know?
Yeah.
That's honestly, I'm not a manager, so I can't now get into how Arteta's 100% going to fix this. But just on what I see, I just don't think there's enough from the from the fullbacks in the wide areas. You know what I mean? Too many times just seeing Martinelli running, Noni running. You're thinking, where's the overlap?
Because even like if
we should
you're looking back, like
when James on.
No, but even like when
James
you were
explain
talking
to
about,
us.
even when you were talking about like 2 seasons ago when they were playing up, it was Ben White. It was Zinchenko. Zinchenko was almost like a secondary midfielder going into those midfield spaces. Ben White was actually getting forward and whipping crosses. So it's a whole different personnel. You have a different way of playing now.
No, it's fair points. Taz says Arteta is more scared to lose than driven to win. Is that harsh?
Agreed.
Arteta's more scared to lose than driven to win.
I agree.
In general,
yeah,
I don't know, because you talking about in a game against. Do you mean in the 5% of games? Or
Taz, let us know, because I don't know whether that's about big six games or all games.
In general?
For me, I think we've seen that in his time period here. There's certain big games when the occasion comes when Arsenal need to go for it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Do you think it's big games?
Yeah, big games.
Okay.
Big games.
Yeah. I feel like he'd rather not be on the losing end rather than really going through it and winning it.
You reckon what? Handbrake's on?
I actually think a lot of people walking into this game were confident that Arsenal would get a result at Anfield.
Yeah.
So
But
I know now when the team loses, you turn around and you say, well, it's Anfield, it was tough. But honestly, this is the most confident I'd ever seen Arsenal fans walking into Anfield. I even think Turkish was saying the same thing. This is the most confident I've seen Arsenal fans going into Anfield.
But where did the confidence come from?
It came
because of
from
how Liverpool been performing.
Yeah, also a good window, that they feel they had a good window.
True.
You know, they don't, as you said, they don't concede much. They just came off 5. Eze let it all walk out. He walked out. You know, Dalman came on and Gyökeres scored a brace. I think walking into Anfield, they were looking forward to it. So I would agree that in that moment, for it to be a little bit stale.
Yeah.
But again, you got to take them little moments, them small moments that don't end up a chance, but with 1 or 2 different steps, it could have been a chance. And that's them Noni moments. That's that Martinelli not making that pass to Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Them type of small margins, bro, cost you games.
I'll say this, and not to make it a big thing. I remember when Klopp and City were going at it. And I remember those games against each other, and it's like a 0-0 draw. And I remember that one specifically in that season. It was like, you have to capitalise on those moments, because once that machine gets going, it's hard to cover the ground back. Liverpool have not been at their best 3 for 3. If that keeps going now, of course you have to play them in North London, but it's these games here. Yes, it's not the worst result, but you just don't want to lose. When the opportunity is so big, you don't want to start getting adrift. So we'll see how they rectify it. The window is not closed.
2 points off Arsenal.
Hey, someone get this guy, please.
Hey, Blue and White says, tell the fan base of Cam's the man of culture to relax. I don't know why they're trying to keep.
Tell the fan base.
They're trying to suppress it.
What do they mean, bro?
They're trying to suppress. Oh man.